Hello everyone and welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. So my people, this to clear the air because there is a video I posted where I said that Simon Ekpa was arrested in Finland today, and a lot of people said that it is a fake news. So this news is all over the place. Like, this is no longer a breaking news. So Simon Ekpa was arrested today in Finland, even though that we don't like the news, but it's true. So even today, Simon Ekpa was in the court and they reminded him in custody, which court is going to resume tomorrow. Even someone, Harry, on X today challenged Simon Ekpa that if this news is a fake news, let Simon Ekpa post something on his X account to prove him wrong. But up to now, Simon Ekpa has not posted anything. This to show you that this is not a fake news. So what we're supposed to be talking about right now is way out and what next. Yes. So let me allow you guys to listen to this particular video here and hear what they said concerning Simon Ekpa's arrest today in Finland.
All right, let's get to it almost immediately. Simon Ekpa and 4 others have been arrested in Finland over terror-related activities. Some persons will say this is one too many as concerning his order in Nigeria. I'm talking about the ipob sit-at-home order in the southeastern part of Nigeria. What do you think this particular arrest would result to in the very end, and what does it portend for Nigeria as a whole?
You see, in the last couple of years, we've had issues in the southeast. You see, Simon Ekpa played a role in criminalizing ipob. ipob started after Masob by Owasorike, and the agitation was we are being marginalized. From that extraction, we are being marginalized, and we need to redress this. And if we must redress this, then we must be seen to be talking and to be engaging the powers that be, so that they can listen to us and let our voice resonate. Okay. But at a point, the agitation snowballed into, if you are not letting me go, if you are not listening to me, then let me be. Let me go. It became a secessionist thing.
Yes.
And Kanu was managing it up until when he had a brush with government and he was arrested. As soon as he was arrested, Ekpa came in. And his case was like that of Shekau and Yusuf. Before Yusuf was killed, Shekau was just lying in limbo. He was part of Boko Haram.
Right.
But he didn't have that authority to instigate, to move the mass of members of Boko Haram against the federal government. So, same thing Ekpa did. As soon as Kanu was incarcerated, he came, and he came with his own version of agitation, which was violence-induced. And you know that at that point, the moment the ipob hierarchy noticed that it was taking them off the radar of agitation and consistent engagement, they dissociated from him. And that's why till today, when ipob wants to talk, it is Emma Power that will talk.
Yes.
But this one became so belligerent. It was out there in Finland, away from the reach of government. He was not engaging anybody. He would just sit, anything that catches his fancy, it drops on the militant group that he has formed, that are pulled out of ipob. But the unfortunate thing is, all along, ipob was being profiled for everything Simon Ekpa did, which negates the principle of the fact that Ekpa had a separatist movement that is not ready to listen to ipob, that is not taking instructions from ipob.
Right.
So that makes continued to the extent that he was the one that initiated the sit-at-home protest every Monday
now,
in the southeast.
Interestingly, before I get to that sit-at-home, he's been remanded in custody by the District Court of Pajat Pamen of Finland, and of course on the suspicion of public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent. Now, that, according to Finnish law, is, of course, something worth looking at. But the question now would be, Nnamdi Kanu was moved from Kenya to Nigeria. Of course, he's still in detention with the Nigerian government. Do you think that in any way his arrest could be repatriated? Is there the possibility of it?
There is possibility of him being repatriated, because from what the Finnish government has pinned down on him, it shows that there is a kind of diplomatic relationship between Finland and Nigeria.
But he's also Finnish. He's also Finnish.
Yes, that's dual citizenship.
Yes,
you understand. And so they are not holding him for inciting Finnish citizens against Finnish government.
Yeah,
they are they are putting on. They are arresting him for staying in Finland and dishing out instructions, inciting people in his original homeland. Before he was originally Nigerian, and he still owns that dual citizenship of Nigeria and Finland. So what would happen now is, don't forget, the other 4 that were arrested along with him were accused, were alleged to have been using resources,
financing terrorism,
to finance Ekpa. And I've always said it, what is the profile of this man? And what does he do in Finland that he will be so exposed to such huge resources that he uses to mobilize? So now we are getting to the heart of the matter. The point is, what government should do now is to intensify efforts, engage the Finland government progressively to the point that they will see the need for Ekpa to be handed over to Nigeria to come and answer charges of what he has done, because an average Southeasterner, if you ask any Southeasterner, given the fact that this man has his orders, his instigations, his incitement had done a lot of harm than good to that region, in the form of the number of people that have died in the process of listening to him and taking orders from him, and even the economic downturn that Southeast has witnessed.
Basically, I was going to stay on that economic downturn. Now, the sit-at-home order in the Southeast alone has made that region lose 4.618 trillion naira. That's about $10.495 billion in revenue. That's a lot of money that would have easily transformed that economy. But that sit-at-home order is being carried out by some group of individuals that are saying they are for Simon Ekpa. What does that particular order bring to the entire region? Knowing for a fact that the economic downturn of that region will continue dwindling, because even when the state governors say, go ahead and do your legal business, the people are scared to their bones. Do you think that with this arrest, there is a possibility that such orders will be clamped down totally, or we might still see that happen come Monday next week?
You see, the order has not done any good to Southeast. From all fronts, is it on security? Is it on economy? Or name it? It has not done anything good to Southeast. And now, because of this, the Southeasterners, apart from not being able to do businesses on Mondays, Southeasterners that are away from home find it a very high risk going back home. Particularly, I've seen people that would ordinarily want to travel on a Sunday or Friday to return on Monday. But flights are grounded on Monday, and they have some other things they needed to do outside of the southeast. So technically, they would rather stay behind and not go home. And there are some, you see, there's a social connect in this part of the world, unlike the Western world, where everybody for himself, all for God. But here, we have that communal relationship, that communality that holds and binds us together. Now, this man has severed that.
Now,
So you can see,
Mr. Dele, as he stands now, he's been arrested in Finland. He's all the country home. Would these arrests anger his followers to escalating far more than necessary? Before you answer that question, I was going to talk about security. When this sit-at-home order is being dished out in the Southeast, you find out that the people who are in the Southeast obey this order as against the statements of their chief executive, and I'm talking about the governors. What then would we say is the security state of the Southeasterners? Because as it stands, you will recall that a couple of days ago, there was a gun battle between the army and members of this separatist group. But do you think, looking at the entire situation holistically, do you think security has been top-notch in the Southeast for such orders to consistently be carried out? That's my second question. The first one, of course, is if it's not going to escalate more than necessary as a result of his arrest.
you see, let me tell you, the only way to de-escalate whatever is going to be the backlash coming from the arrest of Simon Ekpa,
yes,
will be dependent on the body language and the response of stakeholders in the Southeast. As Simon is being arrested, if governors in the Southeast, eminent Southeasterners, technocrats, big business people, and all other stakeholders, if they are unified and if they come out in unison to condemn Simon Ekpa and to say that what they have done to him in Finland was the right thing to do, it will check his band of miscreants from resuscitating whatever they want to do. Two, it will also empower the state actors and security agents to move against these people and rout them. But if the body language still suggests that Simon Ekpa is still being supported by these people that I have mentioned, that major stakeholders, it will be difficult for security agents to go all out for these people. And I'll give you an example.
Okay, go ahead.
When the arm-bearing group that submerged itself into Odua Republic agitators, when they went to government house in Ibadan on a Saturday, you can imagine how stupid they could be. They went to government house on a Saturday in Ibadan and said they want to overthrow government with a ragtag troop that is not even up to 100. And if you want to overthrow government, will it start from Ibadan on a Saturday?
But you know for a fact that even after that particular movement, no arrests have been made after.
Who told you?
I mean,
they are in Nnamdi prison as we speak.
We've not had any judgment.
I am telling you that they were rounded up. The videos were there. And if you go to listen,
there's not been any major judgment, Mr. Dele.
How could it be major judgment? Trial takes a while. The first thing is they have committed treason. And treason is not handled in the magistrate court. It is handled in the high court. And what you do is, they first take them to magistrate court on holding charge. Right. And when they take them there, the magistrate cannot take their plea. The magistrate will now order their remand in the prison or correctional service or whatever they call it now. It is then that they will send their files to the director of public prosecution, who will now vet those files and make a prima facie case against them and return it back to the court. It is from the court, the magistrate court, they will now send the file to the CJ who are assigned at the High Court. It takes a while. As I speak today,
let's just oppose it.
Wait, as I speak today, those guys, if you go to Agodi prisons, they will tell you that they are all still there. Nobody has granted them bail. And that was a signal whoever is behind them will take that Yoruba people are not on the side of these people. Given the fact that Igboho was still being goaded to go ahead with his agitation. But those ones that they want to come out, you imagine if the likes of Afenifere, the stakeholder, major stakeholder in the Southwest, if they had been silent or they were surreptitiously supporting them at the background, do you think that that group wouldn't have festered by now and the whole of Southwest would have been in trouble?
Now, let's look at it from the perspective of the court that you mentioned.
Yes.
The court was swift enough to proclaim the Biafra movement a terrorist group. Again, the court is yet to decide on the case of Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention for the longest of time.
The court has declared
but they've been counter-ruling.
Listen. You see, let's put this thing in perspective.
Yes, please.
I am here to state the fact as it is.
Yes.
You see, it is the government that is still holding Kanu. The court has said releasing.
From your perspective, from your point of view now, why do you think the government is consistently keep holding on to a man who, of course, have even said, release me, 2 hours after everything about sit-at-home will die? Everything about insecurity will die. He's made that level of statement. You see? So why is the government, from your perspective, why is the government still holding on to a man like Nnamdi Kanu?
I'm going to tell you this.
Yes.
That the continued detention of Kanu has various dimensions. From Southeast will not be comfortable for the release of Kanu because of their political gains and interests. Because they know that a Kanu release will be a game changer. It will come back and lock down the Southeast and decide who becomes governor, who becomes senators.
You think he has that power?
He has that because he has attracted so much sympathy to himself, so much power he holds now. And so you will see, when I was saying this thing about 2 or 3 weeks ago, everybody said I was talking Bangladesh. But now, yesterday, Abia governor came out to say whatever is happening that has to do with insecurity in the south, particularly in Abia and Southeast, that those things are being orchestrated by politicians within the zone. So what I'm saying is, if the body language is right, it will be less cumbersome for the Nigerian government to file for extradition of Simon Ekpa.
Exactly where I was going, because extradition of Simon Ekpa is another
major stakeholders in the Southeast denounce this Ekpa that has caused so much hardship in the Southeast, and see if this man will not come back will not be brought back to Nigeria.
But then again, Mr. Dele, as it stands, the Southeast is losing so much in terms of economic returns. The Southeast is also losing so much in terms of security. The Southeast is also losing so much in terms of appointments, even with the federal character. Now, all of this is one of the reasons why the likes of Nnamdi Kanu consistently keeps talking. But the question now would be, as it stands, should the Southeast declare their non-cooperation with the likes of Simon Ekpa and his move? Do you think that the Finnish government in any way would extradite Simon Ekpa to Nigeria for him to be tried, just like, of course, the Nnamdi Kanu that we are presently seeing?
Let me tell you, if we have enough prima facie case against Simon Ekpa, he will be released to Nigeria for trial. Don't forget, he's not a Finnish citizen.
That's also based on bilateral relations between the two countries.
He's not a Finnish citizen primarily. is just a Finnish citizen by naturalization. So he has dual citizenship.
Okay.
He's a Nigerian and is Finnish. So first, he was in Nigeria before he migrated to Finland and became a citizen of Finland.
Okay.
And to that extent, he can still be extradited. Listen to those charges. It said incitement. Was he inciting anybody against Finnish government? No. And it was with intent to terrorize Nigerians.
Yes, people of the
And
south
so,
region.
if there is any case, the jurisdiction of his trial remains in Nigeria.
Now, Mr. Dele, at this point, some Nigerians will be saying, if Simon Ekpa is even extradited to Nigeria, and of course the Nigerian government takes him to court, wouldn't it be an unjust level of judgment, owing to the fact that the Nigerian government, during a press briefing sometime last year, did bring out 14 names, and up to date, of course, they said is the terrorist financiers. Up to date, not one of those names is found guilty in any court of law or is found guilty in any of the finance commission in Nigeria. Isn't that going to be another level of selection of judgment when it comes to judging a case?
There's nothing like selective judgment in this. You see, the point is, this man had come out several times to admit to committing certain crimes against Nigeria using his lieutenants here in Nigeria, and that amounts to treason. You understand? It's another level when you are accused of financing terrorism. It takes a while for you to conclude investigation and take people to court over that, because you have to trace the funding. You have to trace it from the original point of releasing that fund, and then to the end user of that fund. You must also establish that whoever is using it for terrorism.
Interestingly, there were over 400 names that were given to the government.
Exactly.
And nothing was also done to that.
So it was a way of profiling them. But in this case, let me tell you, whatever emotion anybody has about this,
right?
I've always said this, that federal government should release Nnamdi Kanu. But this Simon Ekpa is a criminal, and he should be treated as such.
He definitely
So don't give him that toga of representing the Southeast.
Oh, quite a number of Southeasterners might just disagree as well that he's not been fighting their fight. But then the question now would be,
He's just cashing his clues because he feels that the long arm of the law will not get to him in Finland. That's why he's doing all those things.
Well,
why did he come to Nigeria and do it?
Interestingly, I was going to talk about a particular conversation that has been trending as well. Kenyan government has said that prominent Ugandan opposition leader, the person of Kiza Bisege, that was extradited from Kenya to Uganda, to a military court in Uganda, was not from them. Now, one would rather wonder, can any person move a prominent person as huge as an opposition leader in the country from your country without your knowledge? Of course, you would remember how Nnamdi Kanu was moved away from Kenya to Nigeria. So what do you make of this, basically, in 2 sentences, because of our time?
You see, for me, the means and processes of bringing Kanu to Nigeria was, as far as the law is concerned, was illegal.
So my people, I hope you guys heard what they discussed here and what this man said concerning Simon Ekpa. Like, this is one of the reactions among 100 that I saw today concerning Simon Ekpa's arrest. If you go to X, like, people are kind of, holding space, rejoicing, saying that Southeast is going to have peace from now on. They claim that Simon Ekpa is the cause of the insecurity in the Southeast. Is that some of Nigeria government is kind of, using him to destabilize and cause mayhem in the Southeast. So I don't know how true this is, but I believe that at the end of the day, the truth will surely come out. So my people, I say, make I bring this update to you guys, and also to clear the air. aware that Simon Ekpa was arrested today in Finland. So this is not a fake news, my people. So don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section about what they discussed in this particular video. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't. Share the video and give me a thumbs up. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to